Los Angeles is best known as the center of Hollywood film and TV production, but it's also home to the largest container ports in North America. Every year, this facility handles more than 9 million individual cargo containers and processes more than $276 billion worth of goods flowing in and out of the ports. It's the single biggest entry port for goods from Asia. Cars, clothes, electronics, everything that Americans buy probably passes through these ports. With all of that activity, it takes a huge number of vehicles to keep cargo flowing. A big problem with all of those vehicles, though, is emissions, particulate matter from diesel exhaust, and nearly 900,000 tons of carbon dioxide every year. The state of California has said that over the next 2 decades, it wants to eliminate sales of all new gasoline and diesel-powered vehicles in the state, and not just passenger cars, but heavy-duty trucks, buses, basically everything that moves on wheels. You might not know it, but this is a real hotspot for advanced technology vehicles.
Well, first of all, air quality has been a challenge in the Southern California area overall for a long time. Every time we look on the internet and hear something on the radio or the television, we're hearing about dramatic weather events that are occurring somewhere in the world. The largest this, the most significant that, the most serious this, the worst that. And all of it can be attributed and traced to changes in climate. And so we have to do our part to reduce the impact of greenhouse gas on our atmosphere and on our climate.
So there's already a huge number of battery-powered vehicles operating down here at the ports, but something very unique is also running around here. Starting about 2 years ago, Toyota, which has its own massive container facility bringing in lots of cars coming in from Japan, started operating a couple of hydrogen fuel cell semi-trucks. These are vehicles that are completely electric, but instead of being powered by batteries, their electricity is coming through a process in which the hydrogen makes your electricity to power the vehicle. Batteries charge up and carry the power. Hydrogen fuel cells make it on demand.
We're realizing that the technology is capable and compatible with the duty cycle, and that we are getting good results from our prototypes. So I think our next step is really to figure out now how to turn this into something bigger than just a handful of prototypes and feasibility study trucks. And we're certainly looking at what our options are for that now.
Toyota right now is running 2 modified Kenworth Class 8 semi-trucks back and forth from its port facility, but by the end of this year, we'll have 5 to 6 more and a dozen in 2021.
Hauling around 80,000 pounds is not an easy task, and it's really a tough thing to do with batteries only, and that's because the batteries have a huge mass that you have to contend with, and of course the laws of physics are such that recharging times are also quite significant. And what we've learned in these last 6 years of doing this project is that people who are operating trucks as their business are very, very sensitive to time and very, very sensitive to total cost of ownership. And so when the truck is sitting around not operating, that's money that they're not earning. And so it's really important to give them something that looks and acts and feels like diesel, which we think hydrogen does.
The ports have been trying to clean up their emissions for many, many years because the air quality problems down here have been a serious issue since the 1970s and 80s. But things are really picking up pace now. They're already putting lots of new battery-powered and hydrogen vehicles on the docks to haul cargo. But that's likely to get a big push over the next 10 to 15 years because the state of California wants to basically make it illegal by 2035 to sell brand new gasoline or diesel-powered cars. California is going to 100% zero-emission vehicles, and that's not just passenger cars. That means these big trucks back here hauling these multi-ton cargo containers off of ships to warehouses and factories and stores near where you live. But it's all starting here at the ports right now, and it's only going to get bigger year by year.